Hello, Happy New Year. It's 2016. Thanks for taking a couple of minutes. I just wanted to share some thoughts with you on this new year, these new possibilities, and what might be in front of you. So, I was thinking about this the other day. I think that the physics of our universe are really, really cool. I love that every single day the sun goes down and every single morning the sun comes up. And I love that once per year, we get the whole way around the sun and we get to do the whole thing over again. The reason I love this is because I love the concept of fresh starts. Because whatever happened today is gone. And when the sun rises on a new day, it's a brand new opportunity to do something new. Same thing with the year. So here we are in the very first business week of the year, and all of us get a do-over. Or, for some of us, we get a do again if we had a particularly good year. Or, for some of us, it's a do more, right? So it's really wherever you are. The good news is that being that we're in a brand new year, the choice is yours. So with our company, Northwestern Mutual, we sponsored the Rose Bowl, and there was a tagline that was featured in all of our commercials. And it was, "Live life differently." And I just love this new tagline. I love this way of thinking, this way of being, because that's exactly what the world needs. And to me, I just find this statement so profound. It can mean so many things to so many people. In my house, it means that our family doesn't operate the same as maybe the prototypical family. You know, the way that we live life, it's not what normal families do, it's what our family does. In our business, in our office in Newport Beach, we live life differently because we're constantly challenging the status quo and just leaning deeper and deeper into what does it mean to build an organization and a culture around love. And to some people, it might mean living differently than they have in the past. So live life differently, to me, it was a very touching and a very meaningful period of reflection. So one thing's for sure. Unless you've achieved all of your vision or all of your potential, you must live life differently. Because in life, we don't get the map in advance. We don't know what's coming around the corner. All we can see is where we've been and where we are. And of course, the course we've taken from there to here. But that course is meaningless from here to wherever you're trying to go. Most often, the road to our next adventure is a new road on a different highway with a different map. So unless you want life to be exactly as it's been, and that's okay, but if you want to go deeper, if you want to come to a new level of your potential, you have to live life differently. But why bother? So I was trying to remember, I'd read something that older Americans were interviewed at some point in the past about the 3 things that perhaps they would have done differently in their life, and frankly I think their perspective is probably the most relevant one. I did some Googling and I found out that in the book, The Power of Purpose, Richard Leider's book, he had surveyed older Americans and asked them what their 3 regrets were. The common themes, the common regrets that came out were the people, they wished that they'd reflected more, they wished that they'd taken more risks, and they wished that they'd defined and lived by a purpose. So when you think about your life up until now, if you were watching the reels, right, if you were watching the replay of your life, what has your purpose been? And what is the risk that you've been afraid to take? Or maybe what's the risk that you have taken that's encouraging you to take the next risk? And finally, how much time are you spending reflecting and enjoying all of life's challenges and opportunities that you've experienced so far? So here's the cool thing. There really are no risks that are too scary to take, in my opinion, really only as it would occur to me. But the reason for that is because we know how this book ends. We know that at some point in the future, we're not going to be here anymore. And all the money we made or didn't make, or all of the things that we tried and worked or didn't work, they're not going to matter anymore. And so if you're reading like a mystery novel, for instance, and you start with the last page or the last chapter, how nervous are you reading through the book? Because you know how the story ends. Well, we know how our story ends in life. We're going to die. So I would just challenge you, as I'm challenging myself, to take more risks, reflect more, and define a purpose. And most of all, and most importantly, live life differently. to make 2016 your best year ever.